So is she in the middle of like a psychotic break, is what you're saying?
No, I think it's a track that's something opened up. I remember some Devereux students I work with that
Okay.
had drug experiences and something opened up, and then integration was not easily found. They were kind of like a loose end.
Can relate to that.
It's still very connected to something, but their interpretive mechanism about what that is was really tweaked. There was a super strong sense of self, which I think really kind of muddies up the works
Oh,
and says, well, I experienced God, so I must be God. You know?
That's exactly what happened to me.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Full psychotic break, mental hospital stay. That
Wow.
was exactly what happened.
Interesting.
I'm looking forward to that.
The food wasn't bad, I'll give it
I
that.
mean, I'm kind of tired just being my ordinary self. You know, psychotic break sounds like, I mean, a little risky, but I might, you know, fuck it.
It's fun for the people around you.
Yeah, go for
We'll
fuck it.
advocate.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's really extroverted, it
Oh,
could be.
don't worry, this one was spiritual.
Oh, then it's good.
Too.
They all, see,
I said the same thing.
yeah, no, it's spiritual this time.
If you're gonna go big.
Oh, that's right. Go big or
Make
go
it
home.
about God.
Yeah.
Right. What's your hand doing on my back? Is it, oh, I'm healing you.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. Lord knows I could use plenty of that.
So when she went to the bathroom, I kind of asked Great Spirit.
Stole her purse?
No, I asked Great Spirit, I said, look, I have no idea what to do with this. Just if something needs to be said or done or show support, just let it happen.
Use me, because I'm clueless.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that's probably an ongoing prayer
Oh,
for many different
yeah, that
situations.
works in all situations. Yeah,
It does.
Yeah,
I can relate to that one.
yeah.
really.
This wasn't at the Zen was it?
It was at the Zen.
I talked to a woman at the Zen a couple of years ago. She was probably in her 20s, dark hair.
Was it short at the time?
Yes.
Okay, now
Kind of
hers
pretty,
is
very
long.
animated.
Yes. Might have
Seemed
been,
a little off to me.
might have been the
She's,
same woman.
is she, yeah, it's definitely the same woman.
About a fiance and getting married and then not getting married.
She was talking a bunch of stuff that I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
really track, so I couldn't really retain it because
Yeah.
she was a little.
She's bipolar, at a minimum.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Spiritual though, Jeff. Come on.
Yeah.
I know, well, that makes it, you know, that means you can take their money.
Okay.
I was
On the
bipolar, but
spectrum.
I'm much better now.
Yeah, I was bipolar, I'm much better now. I trust you.
So I might take her to a kirtan sometime, a smaller, more temple-oriented kirtan.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Too much stimulus for her is not a good idea.
Too much?
You were you there?
Because somebody said that meditation
Well,
would not be a good idea.
I mean, I encountered her a number of times, several times
She's
with Dave.
very chatty.
Yeah, I know her. She's been in around town all this time, or she was gone for a while, right?
Something about her
She
mother.
resides in Levittown. She
Right.
lived at a house with other
Of her ilk,
youth that were, I guess, like a support house. You know?
bipolar youths.
In almost the same area where Pat is, but it actually might have been 1 or 2 units over.
Oh, the same complex. Okay.
Oh, she was there before?
Because I remember giving her a ride
Yeah.
home one time 2 years or more ago.
How was Krishna Das? Did you get high?
Yeah, I did sort of long for 2 things.
Uh-huh.
First of all, 800 people and sitting in a pew
Oh my
is
God.
not my idea of a
It was at a
kirtan.
church?
Yeah, you know, the
Yeah.
big, beautiful, gorgeous
Oh,
4th Street near Rittenhouse Square.
You went all the way downtown.
Yeah, because a few other friends were like really hyped.
So you were sitting in wood pews
Wood pews.
with songbooks and the little things in
Yeah.
front of you.
And before I, laid out the money, I emailed him and I said, last time I went to a kirtan, it was actually at a temple and it was informal and it wasn't $40.
Right.
Is this a spiritual event or is this like kind of an entertainment?
Yeah.
He goes, well, it's kind of both and, costs, expenses.
Right.
What are you willing to pay? So I offered 20 and they
Yeah.
accepted.
All right.
But the venue was strange to me.
Open space. They can
Like
have
David Pramal, when they get really
chairs.
popular, all of a sudden it goes from this spiritual sweetness that's
Yeah.
very intimate to
Yeah.
this large
I am
venue.
so hoping that happens to me. No, I'm kidding. I really don't. Nor do I have any reason for it to occur. So
Yeah, so I became a special case.
yeah. Well,
And resistant.
you've always been that.
Accepting that because it's like,
You know.
I don't want to be a special case.
I mean, even though you're in your late 50s, you're still a bipolar youth.
But without two poles, there'd be no battery.
That's right. But it was still, just with all that aside, it was a great time, and everyone saw
Yeah,
God.
there's some beautiful moments.
Yeah.
Ones where I got goosebumps and got into it.
Nice.
The Vasudevaya one,
Yeah.
when somebody had shared that with me in India, it just filled me, and then it just came right back.
Nice.
You know, so it was like, oh yeah,
So that was worth the 20.
plug me in. Yeah, I was 23 at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, there were some nice ones, and others I couldn't relate to. The Sitaram Jai Ram one, yeah, it just doesn't have the same kind of sweetness as
Yeah.
the Hare Krishna one sort of does.
Right.
Yes, it's and a couple other ones. The Shivananda one, Shivaya.
Good.
But yeah, I think if he had a female voice to complement his, that it would be a richer.
Did he have background singers? He did solo.
No, it was Nina Rao with the tinctures, and you almost didn't know what she had in her hands. It was just,
Oh, because it was so light.
yeah, but loud enough that you can hardly tell that she was. And then someone with a
Tabla.
tabla, but not an intimately versed tabla.
I see. Right.
They're from the center that sponsored the event,
You're right.
and a
A hack
cellist.
like me.
And the cellist was
Hacks
kind of like
me.
invisible for a while, but then I saw how he was utilized in the flow.
Mhm. Right.
But cello tends not to necessarily have that kirtan like.
Unless you're David Darling.
Yes, I've been in music for people things with him and hung with him a little bit.
You stepped out of music for people. I'm not there anymore.
You almost have to. I remember one workshop, he said, I used to introduce myself like this, and he put his cello in front of him. Hi, I'm David. Identified with the whatever it is that you carry that you're known for.
Yeah. That's right. I always introduce myself holding a big package of snacks.
That's right. I'm a provider. Yes. The sustainer energy.
No, I'm just a compulsive eater. Yeah. So, topics, what shall we talk about?
Death. That was my favorite.
Right out of the box.
Good endings, huh?
That's funny.
Or bad ones.
Yeah. Not my death. Your fucking death, asshole.
Yeah.
What about death has you so
Nothing.
nothing, right? You don't give a shit
I'm
about
just
death.
cranky.
Yeah. Oh, cool. We talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, death isn't the problem then. Death is like the exit door.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
life that's the big.
I like being cranky.
Suffering.
How do you begin a lecture when there is nothing to lecture about?
How about NVC?
NVC? Is that like QVC for?
Nonviolent communication,
Oh, yeah.
observation, needs. I forget what the other two are already.
There you go.
And I'm going to one, so I should do my homework.
Uh-huh.
So at least,
Someone invited you to a intervention?
Annie has an ongoing thing that she does.
Oh, nice. She's the facilitator?
Or she participates
Sounds nice.
and trying Trying to think of that observation. Needs, feelings. Oh, that's feelings.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Boy,
in the middle of the
did I hit a sour note?
Feelings, what feelings?
Oh man.
Yeah,
I'm
we
so
don't wanna
depressed
go
all of a
there.
sudden now that you mentioned that word.
It's a lively bunch.
I was okay until you said feelings, and now I'm just, oh shit.
Yeah, it's to kind of not evaluate, analyze, strategize.
Good luck.
It's that other part that just,
Right.
this is what I see, this is what I observe,
Yeah.
and this is what I sense your need is.
Right. Yeah. I see stuff. I observe stuff. Sure you do.
You make me feel shitty.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all your fault.
Yeah.
Just give me a scapegoat, any scapegoat.
Anyone will do. Yeah.
So if you wake up every morning and you feel really tired, morning after morning, what would you do?
Call my congressman, tell him to turn off the chemtrails.
Can you go back to sleep?
Hmm?
Can you go back to sleep?
Yeah, but then the dog's in my face.
Can you take rests periodically during the day?
Oh, I
Or do
have.
like just a.
Oh, believe me, I
rest
have.
during the day?
Mhm. But I don't get it. Something is, I guess, demanding whatever life force.
This has been pretty quick onset for you. It's not a slow coming thing.
It's been ongoing. It's a background sort of. It's nothing prominent.
It's Lyme disease.
Yeah.
No.
I had that, so
It's a-
I'm pretty sure
it
it's
could
not
be-
that,
It could be.
because that-
age.
that really kicked my ass.
I go through phases.
Yeah, but
Of what?
I don't think so. Oh, another thing,
Age.
shortness of breath
Mm.
after doing something physical for a very short period of time.
You need them to put a catheter up your thigh and see if you've got arterial blockage.
I applied at the clinic. I should know by tomorrow if I'm accepted.
I mean, they'll
They
do.
won't do that shit unless you come into the hospital with specific signs and they test and they find out you had an incident. You can't get in for a balloon job unless you like come in through the emergency room. That's how you get in.
Right. That's a way. Or you can go see
Echocardiogram.
through the clinic, you go see a cardiologist and they do a stress echo or something.
Yeah.
And if they find any signs there, or you have to walk into the emergency room someday and pretend as if you're having some symptoms of a heart attack.
Yeah.
And then they'll run a tube.
Because it is odd because I've been doing the yoga again that I'd done back in 81, the same
Yeah.
routine.
Yeah. And
I can do pretty much everything. I feel a lot more in my body,
Yeah.
discomforts and things that
Yeah.
a little less resilience, but it's not like there's any major thing that's pointed out to. So it's
indigestion at all?
just a low level,
You could lie.
Yeah, you got one of those? Is that why you're cranky?
Just go in and say you have chest pain, shortness of breath.
Indigestion could be heart.
Yeah. Indigestion.
Oh, okay.
Indigestion linked with those other symptoms
Intuitively, I'm thinking heart.
starts to create a profile.
It could.
Tell them you have a sense of doom.
Sense of doom.
Chest pain.
Yes, I have orangitis.
Yeah, right. Got a bad case
We all have that.
Everybody knows
of
what that is.
laryngitis.
Take a guess.
Trump.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh. It's either that or
No,
maybe you
it doesn't
finally.
bother me.
How old are you?
57.
You're a little old for menopause, but you might be there.
All right.
How long has it been since your last period?
Womenopause. This is menopause.
Yeah, it could be. No woman, no cry.
I mean, I've been pausing ever since my youth, but I don't know about.
I have a cousin who's had chest pain for 2 years, And he went originally when it happened, and they said, no, you look good. And then he went in again because he felt emergency chest pain. And then they said, you're 99.9% blocked on this big old thing here.
Yeah,
So
Go make sure to
put
go
a
do
stent-
Doylestown
put a stent
Hospital. They're the
yeah.
experts.
18 hours, 18 hours away from a heart
Clinic
attack.
is in the Doylestown Hospital.
Don't go to Grandview.
Now, my brother was
Try to
there.
make it there like on a Monday morning. Don't do it on like a Saturday night.
Yeah, go dancing on a Saturday night and then roll in on Monday morning.
Boy. Yeah, it'd be nice. Just to figure it out.
I think my stepfather before he died, he kept going to the doctor because he had indigestion, and it turned out it was his heart.
Yeah, right.
Interesting.
Yeah, they put him on Tagamet or whatever the kind of garbage it is to, keep the acid down, but it's really a cardiac issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the meantime,
All right.
I just take life as life arrives.
Yeah.
I love you, Dave.
I love you, man.
I love you since you were at the School of Sacred Ministries and at every retreat. I just wanted to say that, just in case.
Just in case.
I'm not gonna big hug when you say goodnight
Big love circle for Dave because he's about to see God.
Okay, maybe not tonight. I got Thanksgiving. Feels too good.
I got my love licks in. Now let's go to the funeral and get something to eat.
Oh, boy. You know, it's funny. I'm not really, mortality is not the big deal. I want energy to live while I'm living.
Yeah.
But if I have, 2 weeks or 2 years or 20 years,
Yeah.
it's whatever it is.
Chances are they can take care of it and they can fix it.
No, they're
and you're
good
gonna live a
plumbers
long
now.
Oh, yeah. They'll stench you right up.
Yeah,
But
'cause
you
they
can
asked me
still die if you're
about the
not
history.
careful.
Oh, yeah, my father died 65, cancer. My brother died cancer, and he had cancer 38 years before that. My little brother and their new died of cancer. Oh, I'm left. And my five sisters.
It's just me and a bunch of sisters.
other
Robust,
heart disease?
robust sirens all.
What's that?
Any other heart disease in your family?
Oh, Mom. She always had nitro pills for her angina.
Jesus Christ, you got plenty of family history. Go in with it.
Yeah, what do you call it? High blood pressure and diabetes.
Yeah.
Your dad didn't die of cancer. He likely would have shortly had a heart attack.
Yeah. You get shortness of breath playing chess.
That's right.
If anyone gets near my queen, boy,
Oh,
I start breaking a sweat.
That's right. You didn't think it was an action sport.
Doylestown chess
Contact
matches,
sport.
They're rough.
Yeah. I'm going to wear a sweatband next time.
Yeah, really.
Go in there looking like
Tennis things on your wrists. Yeah, sweatband. Nice tutu with a skirt. Yeah. Woo.
Oh, boy. Well. You actually feel pretty good. Actually. It's a certain energy, I think, that. Oh,
You can also
what's
just do high dose vitamin C for a week. See if
Oh,
that
yeah, I
helps.
got a few of those packets from, is it Francine? Had a few extras.
You mean the powder stuff, right?
Super C or whatever it is.
You don't have to do the liposomal thing. What I'm talking about is do like 15 grams of vitamin C or more a day. And so you're pooping a lot, and that will help clear out arteries.
Yeah. Oh, clear arteries too. huh?
Or maybe,
Be nice.
whatever, it will help everything else though.
Okay.
I heard something on the news that says it's helping with septicemia.
Sure.
The guy was like, "Oh, this guy's gonna die. I might as well try intravenous C." And
Yeah.
thought she'd be dead the next day, and she was better.
Bounce back.
They're trying to keep that a secret.
Yeah.
It's too
It was
cheap.
on the news.
Line
It's
is
not.
falling.
It's not a
Too cheap.
secret anymore.
I was
I know,
blind
but
and
they
now I
don't
see.
allow it in hospitals. They just
Dave,
Yeah.
there is no
People are
fucking way you're
This
gonna
one
die.
guy-
You've got way too many puns
Yeah, I
left
read
for
that in
us.
NPR, yeah.
No, the whole world will come grinding to a halt.
Somebody's got to entertain me. Might as well be me.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's the cheapest way to go anyway.
One thing I noticed about awakening or something, being in the moment, when I'm uncomfortable sometimes, and I'll make up an excuse to, oh, I got to go now. I got to do this, to do that, or, get up, change its subject, move, do something. And I just caught myself in the thought, what if I don't do that? What if I just stay with it and just let it be what it is and go through it, not divert, not run, not fill, not even empty. No antidote to the presence. Just let presence be what it is, and don't let it compel me to change something. For that matter, not to change something, but to not be driven by a certain thrown urgency or getting away from discomfort. And I'm referring more to emotional in conversation or something that's
Feeling.
that's like that. I said, Lassie comes on, okay, hon, get the tissues.
Ah. Yeah. Oh, Beth saw a nice cartoon. There was a guy drowning, and there was a collie, and the guy yells to the collie, "Lassie, get help!" And the next frame, Lassie's on a couch at a psychiatrist's office.
Oh my, there you go. Oh my God. Would this be your first responder? First responder, yeah.
I'll tell you, it's fun not to talk about spiritual shit. Spiritual shit blows. Fuck.
Well, the fire alarm went off where Lisa is, and she ended up with an anxiety attack.
Oh no.
So she's spending the night at her home tonight.
Really?
And Kyle's there.
Oh. It's her birthday today.
Is it?
Yeah.
How'd you know?
We saw her.
Oh,
We know shit.
So there was an,
At 11
coincidence?
11 a.m. This morning.
and that gave her.
And it was so loud and it was so whatever it was, it freaked her out. So she's at the house.
Uh-huh. Wow. Okay.
Wow, so she got home safely and.
Well, she's not there permanently. It's just for the night. But she's considering maybe coming back earlier.
it kind of blows when you're safe haven. It's no longer a safe haven.
I know, she loved it until that
like-
event.
Place was nice.
Yeah, this world will squeeze you. Like you go for a safe haven, and pretty soon it'll end up turning into a prison. And pretty soon you're out of safe havens, and all you're friggin' left with is your head.
That's not safe.
I know.
And that's everyone knows that's not safe.
Don't leave me alone in here.
Don't worry, it won't be long before the termites take you out.
Really, this is a path of like, it's sort of like the road just gets narrower and narrower till it's like, Uncle. Seriously, Uncle.
Yeah.
And then you wake up one morning, you're like, good to go again. Cool, I beat it.
Right, I beat it, yeah. I can face the world again.
So what do you think it is that in us that gives us the impression that it's all about us? The world, everything that comes through us, it obviously has to do with us, me,
Yeah.
that kind of ownership thing,
Well, I think it's I think it's more the question is, how does this irrefutability become owned?
Mhm.
Or how does it own one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's actually going to get to the bottom of the presence of this irrefutability. Well, no one's made all that much progress so far. The Big Bang thing is like, come on. And the whole biology thing is like, come on, So what, was there some kind of conversion factor, or is there a genesis of either owning or being owned?
Well, it's interesting that you have an event. There's something that recollects and then something that talks about it. But it's already gone, as is often said here. And the people that are listening to that sound as a story,
Yeah.
it's almost like giving them a cold soup or something.
Well, that's right, because they're gone too. The listening is gone, right? The one speaking is basically just streaming and goneness. And then the listening, whether it's the listening of the one that's doing the speaking or the listening of so-called others, is also a streaming forth of goneness. Yeah. And that's kind of fun. That's fun to notice. I mean, it could be a little nauseating, but it's worth it. That instead of inhabiting this from the point of view of the streaming forth of identified imagination, and identified imagination is a metaphor for either owning or being owned. Instead of that, there's just, right, this goneness. It doesn't disappear, but it's, is this occurring or is it leaving? Is it refreshing or is it evaporating? Which one more than the other? And if both, which one precedes the other? And if neither?
Almost as complicated as those eye exams.
Yeah,
This or this.
right, yeah.
Three or
Number
four.
one or number two?
Well, it's kind of funny if I emphasize any point in that sequence.
Yes,
I have de-emphasized presence.
that's the Heisenberg uncertainty.
It's like, there it is. Oh, well, it's now. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Oh, about
Yeah.
that. Well, that's gone already.
Nice.
What do you got now?
You don't. Right. So, that observation is cool. Because the typical way we could say mind apprehends presence is not through the bias of gone, but it's through the bias of having found. And having found is another synonym, we could say, or metaphor for owned or being owned or owning. Right? Yeah. That's found.
I was lost, but now I'm found.
Yeah. So, what we call this sense of being owned or owning is simply the words that we use to refer to found, the found side of the coin. Yeah. But would you use the same vocabulary if you were now for fun attuning with the gone side of the coin? If you're hanging in the gone side rather than the found side of the same irrefutability, would you use the same vocabulary? Would you have the same sense of durability of self if you were like, gone, 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 right? You wouldn't.
It's an oxymoron.
Yeah, that's nice. That's right. It's, it's like,
what can you point to?
That's right.
If there's a goneness.
Oxymorons. That's like 8 morons, right? No, that's clean morons.
Yeah. An oxycontin is what you put in your ears when you can't stand.
8 clean morons taking OxyContin. Got it. So what's an oxymoron to you? That's easy. 8 clean morons taking OxyContin. Oh, that makes sense finally.
Well, I had a real visceral sense of this. It was one of the pairings that
Jeannie had us do, and I forget it was either Jeannie or what's his face.
They all blend.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But you're sitting with somebody, and I think it was you just notice something in your visual field or your experience, and you put a word out related to it.
Sure.
And I'll be damned if every single time a word went out, it was like really clear that was not the
Wrong.
case. Wrong. Over and over again. Wrong. Late. Like you were so far beyond it by the time it came out of your mouth.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was amazingly like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, you were rounding Pluto by the time that was just passing,
Yeah.
the moon.
It was like just trying to
Yeah.
grab a gnat out of a whole swarm, and you never
There you
really
go.
got one.
I mean, that's fun. I mean, that's a clear symptom of paying attention to gone rather than paying attention to found.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you can see what happens in one's own experience. If you're attenuating to found, then you're in the nuisance of I am. Oh God, it's so boring. I am so boring, right? My mind, my sensations, my feelings, and the way that I reproduce myself in relationship with myself or somebody else or inanimate objects, right? It's like, oh my God, you're so predictable. I can't stand you. And that's the problem that the companies found. That's samsara. Samsara is found. Nirvana is gone. Because if you're attenuating to gone, which is the same as found, absolutely the same as found, because there's not two things here. There's not. So found and gone, same. My mom tells a really funny story, very funny story. When she and my dad were dating, he introduced her to his aunt and uncle. He had several, but this was a particular aunt and uncle, and both of them were deaf. And so he brings my young mom over to meet them, but somehow forgets to tell her that they're deaf. That's not even the funny part.
Why are they doing that? I can only imagine.
So Sadie, lovely Aunt Sadie, was using the word same because she could hear just a little bit, and then she could speak some. She could communicate in her way. So she just kept repeating that word same in a kind of an awkward voice that a deaf person would use. So my mom would tell this story and she would just go same, having no idea what was there. She was like, same. Ted, what the fuck? That was an oldie but goodie in our family tree. Yeah, so here's gone and here's found. And without too much paradox or oxymoronic dos, we could say that they occupy the same space, the same moment. The same irrefutability is as much gone as it is found. You can't really emphasize one over the other, nor can you suggest which one precedes the other, because they are this. They are this gone, found and gone, gone and found. And you're like, I'm done. Really, it's that easy. I mean, there's your liberation. It's on a silver platter. Here it is, gone and found. No way to discern or assign either a precedent or a hierarchy. Gone and found.
I think the word you're looking for is confound.
Confound. Yeah, that's right. As in kung fu. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Nirsagadata. That was easy. Here it is. This is it. Gone and found. No hierarchy, no precedence. As an irrefutable concomitant, call it simultaneity, and those don't mean anything because it has no duration. And so from this so-called field, one plays, we could say the human plays the game of found. And the game of found,
Me, pick me.
yeah,
Me.
the game of found, depending on which philosopher we're looking at that week, looks all these different ways, right? Can be expressed with all of these kind of, beautiful, poetic, congenial metaphors about the condition of the species, and whether Homo Deus is a good thing or not so much.
No, but really, it's all about me.
Oh, well, of course it is.
Have you forgotten so quickly?
Well, because it is, if anything is, a singularity, meaning you cannot find anything other than this, other than so-called it. And whose experience do you know? Your own only. It has to be all about you. Where else could it go?
Right, but the narrative doesn't have to be so strongly referenced.
Well, yes. So that's what
The early example.
that's what all the yogas and all the JYNs and all the teachers are about, up to a point, is trying to wean one's loyalty from the painful narrative of self. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? It turns out that doesn't work. The reason it doesn't work is because any strategy that you deploy to reject one form of hypnosis to replace it with a more congenial form of hypnosis is not going to free you from gone and found.
Because it's in service to a self still.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because the objective, let's face it, when you dole out cash, whether it's therapy or whatever it is, ayahuasca, keep going. Your motivating force is, how do I feel better about myself? Or how do I feel better about, this, which is, how do I feel better about myself? Yeah. So as long as the motivating ameliorative is, how do I feel better about myself? Well, you remain, right, a card-carrying member of found. Yeah, you remain a card-carrying member, just one side of the coin. Because one has, really, without cultivating it, one has absolutely belligerent relationship with gone. A belligerent, defended, refused, relationship with gone. So we're jammed into found, and then we're ameliorative grasping. Whether it's through the use of 1 or 1,000 forms of addiction, or recovery from those addictions, or anything else on the spectrum of how to improve what about me.
That's interesting, because I'm thinking of the friction of some major religions.
Yeah.
And the friction is a result of found,
Oh, yes.
but a different found. We found it. No, we
Yeah.
found it. Wait a minute. That's not right.
Yeah, yeah.
This is right. No, this is right. That's
Yeah.
Content.
Yeah, you could say the same moment that you found something, you're ready to behead someone else. It doesn't take long. I mean, the divisive nature, right, of found is legend. Look at us. Look at our populism and our nationalism and our ethnicities and our sexism and chauvinism. On and 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 on. You line up all the symptoms of everything that's, like way cool and way disappointing about humanity. You're just seeing, a long epic poem of found. Okay. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Found isn't going anywhere. Why could it? Why should it? Because found turns out to be gone. If you're lucky, and when I say lucky, I mean it in the way that I mean it. Most people wouldn't agree with what I'm implying by lucky. If you're lucky, you get a really strong whiff of gone. If you're lucky. And then gone starts to stalk you. It does. Gone stalks you. And
To kind of keep you empty.
I mean, the motive is only a poetic one, right?
Right.
It's like, why does Santa Claus, even forgive us at Christmas? Like, I don't know. Santa Claus loves to forgive. So it's the same reason why Gone is chasing you, because it likes to.
That, to me, that's the richness of not having an agenda
Yeah.
or a prescription or a roster, a
Yes,
syllabus.
that's right. Because a syllabus, even the most altruistic syllabus, like our dear friend Adams, for the time being, the Save Us syllabus, right, in parts of the world that are less fortunate as our so-called parts of the world, is found, doesn't mean to dissuade anyone from generous works. I like to, flirt with generosity sometimes just to see if I can handle it. Most of the times I fail, but, I keep trying.
But it is interesting if you poke at it, you get to find out if it does have a selfish motivation or if it's
Yeah,
if it's natural.
yeah, sure.
Feel it when it's on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yes, right.
Yeah, I looked at a bunch of studies. It's usually just to assuage feelings of guilt,
Okay, all right.
or whether it's not. That's the motivation. That's one of the effects.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Right.
You-
Generosity for the sake of feeling better about myself.
I'm gonna use you, you poor motherfucker, because I feel so guilty.
Yeah, could be that.
If you don't cooperate and give me the
Yeah,
of guilt, then
yeah.
I'll come back and
Then I'll chop your head off.
Yeah.
Right. I'll burn your village down, you ungrateful bastard.
You prayed for Gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah. So you can see by default, again, poetically speaking, that we're very accustomed to found. We're reinforced through, all of the institutions that we're raised by to participate successfully, competitively, selfishly, nationalistically in found. And so we're just, inebriated by, let's just say, materialism.
doesn't fill the hole.
No, it can't. Right. Well, the whole,
We're gonna try.
I think the whole is great. I mean, it's both a literal and a figurative metaphor for the wormhole of Gone. Yeah.
Mm.
What we might refer to as, the whole of discontinuity, meaninglessness, psychic anxiety or despair.
Like the space of whole
Yeah.
as opposed to the wholeness of whole.
Yes. That, that phrase, filling the hole is, I would say it's a very practical, reference to the revelation of Gone, which we can't handle. We can't handle Gone. We don't know how to respond or articulate or use Gone as a way to hold a salon. This is a Gone salon.
It's better than a head been sullen.
Yeah. Yeah, these kinds of conversations, however they may occur, in the hands of, adults that are capable through whatever, gifts to hold this kind of a salon. This is a salon of Gone, where you are buoyed, encouraged, nourished to breathe in the aroma of Gone, and therefore relax to whatever extent you can from reinventing yourself for the benefit of everyone else, which is what our friend Adam was doing at that little, dinner soiree. Yeah, because he's not yet, let's say, fond of or been introduced to Gone, and might not be ready to, sip from that wine glass.
And that's a different Gone than some impetus from someone that wants to be free of some content that's suffering.
Yeah, that's the problem. See, wanting to be free, we can understand. I mean, what the hell else can we do? I mean, having found shit is a kind of a state of misery. So, sooner or later, it's going to appear to you that I don't know what it is, but I just can't shake this awkward feeling I have of being profoundly disappointed in everything I've found. Yeah. So that often is a conscious or semi-conscious or unconscious motivating factor to respond to the apprehension of found, that which is found. Yeah. And in so doing, you could say there's that lovely process of gone stalking your ass. But gone takes its sweet time, though it has none. Gone is this. I mean, where are you going? Gone. You don't have to go to the Himalayas. You don't even have to find a chicken across the road. You're gone right where you are. Always right where you are. As you are, how you are, gone. You're like, you mean I'm enlightened all the time? Bada bing, bada bada boom. Yeah, you're always gone. But we place so much emphasis on found. For what purpose? Nobody knows. It just appears to be, the default habitation signature of what we call, Homo sapien or Homo deus. Yeah. Wow.
The content could be sometimes arbitrary, like the mother who cut the back end and the front end of a roast. And the daughter watched this over and over again, and then the grandmother was there. Because she asked the mother, why do you do that? Well, my mom always did that.
Yeah.
Well, Grandma, why did you always cut the front and the back of the roast? So it would fit in the pot. So they had this whole myth
Oh yeah.
around the need to cut the
That's right.
front and the back of the roast.
Yeah, that's like the myth of having to tie up the cat when the sesshin begins.
Leave the kitties out of this.
Because they always did. Yeah, nobody remembers why.
Tradition.
Yeah. Now, the nice thing about Gone, there's so many, of course, nice things about it.
Tell us the
I mean, we can't say enough about Gone. We really can't. Yeah,
Find me some of that gone.
Yeah, I'd like to find me some of that Gone. I know.
It's a gone in my throat.
That's right. Gone, going, gone. Yeah. Well, how is it that Gone is so successful at hiding out in plain sight? Why is our reference point so belligerently, even involuntarily, which makes it non-belligerent? Why is the adhesion to found so strong?
We don't want to see gone. We're not really up for it.
It could just be that I'm just not up for it today.
Just can't do it
I
today.
just can't do it today.
And there's a
I'm
social,
gonna stay with found.
and there's a social note that says, "What do you got?"
Yeah,
And if you say, "Gone, nothing."
yeah.
Nada.
Excuse me, who else is in here?
Well, yes,
You can't join our club. You don't have anything.
that is true too. Try to go to a nice Buddhist sangha and
Wake up.
say anything about Gone. You're going to be ostracized really quickly. Yeah, because all that shit's about juggling found. Come on, man. Listen, we have found way too much Isn't that clear to you by now?
Doesn't even work in the found department, at least according to that one study I linked.
That's right.
I could save over $200 if
Yeah,
that storage facility is gone.
if it was gone. There you go. So see, get another positive reason to go with gone. Save money.
Gone. Yeah.
So that's I mean, I'm talking out of my ass because that's all I got. You can say that's the revelation of liberation. This is as much gone as it is found, and one's loyalty to found is a fabrication, reinforced for sure. You can find a bunch of evidence to see how much it's reinforced, but that's no reason or excuse not to abandon it. You can, when you can, as you can, discover that you can abandon found with no fanfare, no preparation, no countdown, no robe or, fancy cushion. You have to abandon found here, now, right? Yeah, you don't work up to it. You can't work up to it. Which is the good news, even though you can do a lot of meditation, and you can eat good food and kombucha and, sleep around only with other consenting adults. You think you can approximate or approach gone, but you can't approximate or approach gone. Gone is, and that's that curious oxymoronic paradoxicity makes it appear as if you're stuck and found. It does. It makes it appear as if you're stuck and found, but you're not.
What's interesting that I see Harrison Ford on the edge there,
Yeah.
and he wants to find a bridge, and there's nothing there. It's a big chasm,
Uh-huh.
and the bridge won't show up until he steps into
The oblivion.
the gone,
Yeah.
and trusting that gone is not some idea of empty.
Yeah. Right. Gone is not an idea of empty.
What movie is this?
One of those.
One of those.
One of the
Indiana
Raiders.
Jones.
It's the second one, I think. Or,
Yeah. The one with the heart, the guy that was stealing everyone's hearts and
Third
eating them
one.
and stuff.
That dude.
Temple of Doom. Phew, he was cool.
Those were good nightmares as a child.
Yeah, really. Mom!
the one with the chalice. I think the one with the chalice.
Really? The chalice. That's a Danny Kaye one.
Was that the what do you call that? The cradle?
Oh, yeah.
Something.
I don't know.
Cradle of civilization.
Cat's Cradle.
I can't remember.
That was Vonnegut.
Too much content.
Yeah. Right.
Remember the monkey brains too?
Oh, chilled monkey brains?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Boy,
Good protein, man.
that's it.
Take care of that cardiac problem in a hurry.
Inversely compassionate, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Eating the monkey brains while the monkey's alive.
Come on, we got a vegan in the house. Go
Really?
easy.
Yeah, I know that's like a nightmare, traumatic nightmare.
Absolutely.
Veganism's almost dead now.
What happened?
They just tested the first round of synthetic chicken tenders and duck meat too.
So this was tissue made in laboratory, not
There's
from
no
conscious sentient being.
Yeah, they just take like cells from the muscle from one animal, and then they can reproduce like an infinite amount of meat from it. No hormones, no antibiotics, steroids, none of that. Just
Wow.
lab-grown
Wow.
Get
chicken tenders.
So I'm curious, what's in the lab cultures for it to, basically replicate as tissue?
They take like the muscle that repairs, like when you tear a muscle, those
Yes.
types of cells, and then they just add like the sugar and whatever in the right amounts to get the exact.
They give it external nutrition
Yeah.
and the cells will just whee.
Just grows up
Don't
on
ask,
its own.
don't
Yeah.
tell.
Textured muscles.
So what do you think about that?
Time to start eating some chicken tenders,
No, I
right?
didn't-
Yeah,
No, she said, go on.
I hear you.
She's not buying.
Yeah, I know. I understand. Right.
mean, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, to the extent that it might end a huge amount of suffering of sentient creatures abused in industrial farming.
And I even mentioned before, it takes, I think the current calorie ratio is like 17 calories of grain to 1 calorie of beef, like just farming or
Right,
ranching.
yeah.
Now it goes from like 3 calories of wheat to like
Oh,
1 calorie.
boy.
Holy shit.
Yeah, talk about
Energy
efficiencies of
uses-
scale.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's great. So, I mean, that's a great example of human, is it in or on? Ingenuity? Ingenuity. Human ingenuity?
Next we
An
just gotta
ingenue?
figure out how to
An
get
ingenious ingenue?
We gotta figure out how to get these bodies around without using so much fossil fuel and, all the other stuff.
It's an ingenious ingenue suffering from an oxy.
Well, you just need a small
Moron.
chicken tender producing lab in your home, and then you don't need to leave the home. Good to go.
Oh, my God.
Just live on
I could
chicken
just wear my
tenders.
Ronald McDonald outfit all day long and just ram. Now we're talking about happiness.
Hydroponic greens and
Ah, I'm loving it.
electric cars.
Well, I don't know. We should give Guy McPherson a call and say, see, we're going to make it.
Mhm.
Technology will save us. Do
We're
not
gonna,
advance civilization.
yeah, right. We're going to make it. I don't care what you say, you climatologist, depressed climatologist,
You wannabe heathen.
you heathen.
He's a wannabe heathen. That's right.
That's right. Yeah. Huh. So we have a strong habit, and strong is not true, just kind of maybe commonly experienced, but not necessarily strong. Commonly experienced doesn't mean strong, right? It doesn't have to. It could just mean commonly experienced. It might not be strong.
Okay,
It could be weak as all get out, but if we don't notice that it is, then it's strong. So commonly experienced, it's no indication of whether this can really keep you from it or not. Right? So part of the shift in your own experience is, hey, look, just because I've been an idiot for as long as I can remember, and I might very well be one like right about now, that doesn't mean that gone isn't.
Yeah, I guess it's like the turkey problem of induction, where like you feed a turkey every day for 1,000 days, and it's like, oh, the farmer really loves me. Like this is why he feeds me, and then one day he just chops your head off, and you're like, oh, I wasn't safe, happy, and fed. He was just fattening me up to eat it.
There we go.
At his leisure.
Yeah, you're fattening yourself up
Yeah,
for the moment that you are like,
and your health trend's like slowly growing. That's like,
Yeah.
What a good 1,000 days. Then, right?
well, maybe not.
maybe not, maybe
Depends
not.
on how your life's been going.
Yeah, right. Right. So whether you're in a lab or not. So that can be good news. That gone is. And there is no cultivation needed or necessary. There's no preparation, there's no purification. There's no cosmology at all, because gone is. So there's nothing interfering at all, not possibly, with your, with you. The gift of found and the gift of gone. It's just nothing. There can't be anything in the way at all.
So it kind of goes back and forth in a way. Because if you have a movement from found to gone,
Yeah.
it's like a ripple in a pond. It goes back and forth until it settles.
Uh-huh.
In a sense,
Sure.
like something pours a vacuum,
Yeah.
as they say.
Uh-huh.
nature.
You get
Yeah.
sweet with the gone, and then something shows up. Then you get sweet with the something, and then nothing shows up. And,
Yeah.
And the enticement is from really being tired of whatever it had been
Yeah.
for longer than you'd like it.
Yeah.
But even that's pretty thick.
Well, yes. Still, everything is insightful. Any metaphor that shows up in your experience is as good as Rumi.
Yeah, because
Better in most cases.
whenever I interpret or take away some formula,
Yeah.
for the subtlety of any inquiry,
Yes.
it has that element of kickback or a whiplash? Or,
Sure.
You know what it is, that,
Yep.
that swing back to another
Yeah.
side almost.
Right. Yeah. That's
When
right.
When I'm more irritable, which I'm not, I would ask irritable questions,
Yeah.
and start poking if I'm present here.
Yeah.
Now I just feel kind of playful.
Yeah. It's nice, a little more relaxed, right? So you
And some
can,
good grub too.
you can dance on the lily pads of found and gone in a, let's just say lucid manner. And you're not stuck on either with either. You're not pining for gone at the expense of found to ameliorate the frustration of found. So you don't mind if this looks like it's found, and you for shit sure don't mind if it looks like it's gone. But in the early stages, gone is terrifying. You're not aiming for gone.
It's like
You have to get used to gone.
it's like the story of the student observing the teacher, just totally upset about the house burning down.
Right.
And then the student goes up to the teacher and says, "You've been teaching us non-attachment for years now. What's with all the emotion?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, I'm done with it now. Are you still, it's over. It's,
Yep.
it's out of my system. Are you still carrying it?"
Yeah.
It's not like you become an ideal of some conceptual ultimateness
Yeah, that's right.
in any fashion of goneness or foundness or of
Mm-mm.
whatever it is, selfless,
Yes.
deifying, or no selfness.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't that be sweet? And isn't it sweet rather than wouldn't it be? Isn't it sweet that this is doing what it's doing in the way that it's doing it, in the way that it's felt? But you are not bound or craving or in any anticipation whatsoever for this to be anything other than the way it is appearing presently. Which
Loving
is,
what is, baby.
yeah, in a sense, if I may, I mean, loving what is nice, when that comes. But yeah, no, you don't need to love this. No, you know what I mean? Like, I hear you. I love loving what is, but you don't need to love this. You don't need to anything this.
What you're saying is it's like way beyond any normal interpretation. When somebody says loving what is, it's way beyond.
Way beyond and at hand. Yeah, because there is nothing interfering with your remarkably lucid discovery of gone. So it's way beyond and exactly this. This is gone.
So gone in a sense can have content, but the goneness is just that you're not. There's not a stickiness in a sense to it.
That's one way to feel it.
Or even if there is, you're not even sticky to this observation of the stickiness.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if you're more attached to the goneness, it's the content's there. No big deal. It'll be gone any moment.
Okay. There's no end to or.
Exactly. Or if you're content oriented, well, the space, I have now space.
Yes.
Or I have content.
Yeah. Yes. Right.
Haveness or no haveness.
Yeah. You just keep saying yes.
Yeah.
Because nothing's real or unreal, and nothing suggests any kind of adhesion. And even if it suggests some kind of a symptom of adhesion, there is no adhesion. So you're like, okay, fine, all right, yeah, great, yes, love it. Oh, okay, no, whatever.
It's
Okay,
like,
fine.
It's like
I mean, you don't have any commentary.
Compression.
Yeah.
With the body without one.
That's how you make a diamond, right? You take a secret fucker and you just squeeze them for a long time.
Now we can see right through you, buddy.
That's right. Now you're translucent.
Translucent and falsely deemed valuable.
Yes, that's exactly right. Falsely deemed valuable by the De Beers.
That's a
Mhm.
great analogy.
And you'll look good on someone's, ring finger.
There's a lot of fakes out there though that look just like the real
Well, that's
deal.
everyone that's on, Batgap, right? Falsely deemed valuable.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey, what happened to you? Hey, nothing. How about you, Rick? Anything happen to you? Yeah. Did something happen to you? No. You?
I see a new Sunday coming this way.
Funny conversation.
Tell us about what happened to you. Can't.
Can you just nominate somebody for backgap?
Yeah, really. Yeah, just
And
nominate
the winner
someone.
is.
Start writing in.
Yeah.
Start the
Just get him to
petition.
call you. It's just eventually
Right. So what's your history? I don't know. You tell me. What's yours?
What history?
Yeah, really. What's yours? Come on, Rick. Are we talking found or are we talking gone? What are we talking, Rick? Found or gone? Do you sell any books? No. I can't write.
And he's interviewed like 200 masters, meditated for like 40, 50 years. He's still just
Oh,
Still a freaking goober.
strong.
yep. Goobers are us. He might be an oxymoron. I know I'm one. I mean, doesn't it sound fucking stupid for someone to want to be enlightened? What the fuck does that mean?
I used to think it was really friggin' important.
Yeah, really, I know. No, I'm. Mark my words. Watch me. Don't make me come over there. This is gonna happen.
That's right. There's no neutral. You're part of the problem, you're part of the solution.
Exactly.
With that enamored state of you're the special ones to be here and now in this special workshop.
Oh yeah, I feel that way.
People that are so
Imagine a special time.
Here comes Matt Kahn right through the door, right as we speak. Yeah. Hi, Matt.
Very special time.
Have a seat. Let's talk about the Pleiadians.
I mean, I don't know. I went to the dentist yesterday and thought this is a special time to be alive. Modern dentistry is really nice.
Rocks.
Oh, yeah.
I look
Oh,
forward
yeah.
to modern dentistry.
Oh, good. See, that's another problem. If you have a tooth infection that you're not dealing with a long time, that can
Maybe
also lead to cardiac issues.
Really?
Yeah.
Goes down
Yes.
your blood vessel or goes through your blood, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The same
Maybe-
bacteria can affect your heart.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, being a wise guy all these years, not taking care of your tooth, now you're going to fucking die.
See?
What the hell's wrong with you?
There is a punishing, nasty ass guy.
Oh, there is. Oh, yeah.
He's gonna get you through.
He's going to
your teeth.
get you. If you don't go see the dentist, God's going to get you. And it's going to hurt. You're gonna fucking die.
How is life like pulling a tooth? Right?
Exactly.
A root canal.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the sound of one hand slapping your original face? Now I got a fucking cramp. That's it. Help me. Somebody help me. Ow.
Get this man some balls.
Trying to pretend to be spiritual. Guy's got a cramp. He's not real. He's a fraud.
Charlie was.
Really.
Why that Charlie was?
I'll do anything to be taken seriously.
This is the yoga radio president. It's the yoga of laughter.
I'll even pretend to be close to spiritual people. That didn't help. Oh boy. Oh, fuck. It's the whole derivation thing. You find the impulsive, insatiable impulsivity of derivation in the realm of found, because found is always unsatisfactory. So you're rolling in found because found is unsatisfactory. So you're stuck with, the curious adhesion of thinking that this is something and that it's about you. And you got to figure it out. You got to work it. That's not true. This isn't anything, and it's not about you. That's
And it
good.
feels good sometimes, and it feels like shit sometimes. And
Sure.
That's just how it rolls.
Absolutely.
Get over it.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Get over it.
That is liberation right there.
Yeah, it could be. Why not? Give it a whirl.
Then measuring it by found, or measuring it by loss, measuring it by peace, or measuring it by suffering.
There is no measure for in gone.
Yeah.
In gone, you can't. In gone, you can't lift a finger to insist on any kind of lasting preference. Because it's just fucking gone.
Yeah, I was driving today in between the normal, I don't know, madness. I just had the I don't know, thought, I guess you could call it, where normally I'm usually thinking about what the fuck am I? How the fuck did I get here? What enlightened
I like
person-
those questions. Yeah.
Yeah, what enlightened person can help me out of the situation? And it
Uh-huh.
was oh, that's just awesome story that just spun up in my head. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And that went away for a while.
Good.
Yeah, you can evaporate from behind the wheel. The myth of deriving from that which is found is just a clumsy way of saying you love this too much. The I am has got you by the short and curlies, and you love this too much. Now you're just fucked it with found. This has nothing to do with being human. Human's an idea. This has nothing to do with ameliorating suffering. Nothing wrong with suffering. Has nothing to do with being better, more gracious, more understanding, more compassionate, more or less of anything. It has nothing to do with you being more or less of anything. Whew. That was easy. All that self-importance, it was just drowning me, in grief. Lifted in an instant.
It's even that self-importance frequently will masquerade as, oh, I have to set down my grasping at anything. That's another version of self-importance.
That's right.
It gets you on all ends. As long as you're
At both ends,
Get it.
so it could fit in the pan. Ba-doom-bop.
Oh, that's right there.
Yeah. So the important thing, which of course is absurd because there is no important thing, there couldn't be. But the important thing, I always want to preface a remark with, you really better pay attention to this because, I know something. I forgot what the point was. The important thing is that gone becomes real as it is felt, not as it is ideified. Yeah, that's the yogic side of the discovery. That's why some systems will call it, right, the awakening of the rainbow body, or blah, 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 blah. Because gone is you can't say nothing about it, though you can say everything and anything you want about it. There's no delay. But though you can say anything or you want or care to about it, you can't really say anything about it. And so it's not of the realm of ideation, metaphor, or representation, because it's just fucking gone. And here it is. This is it. Knock, knock, who's there? Gone. Gone where? Gone fishing. Knock, knock. Can I come?
Don't knock on
Yeah, we got a fishing rod for you too.
Those cardinals are obnoxious.
I was reading reviews of that book, The Rainbow Body, whatever, the popular like
Uh-huh.
Dzogchen book. And
Yeah.
I got to this one review, it was great. It was like, I love this book. It didn't say one thing about the damn rainbow body. Great.
Not a thing. Yeah. They sneak up on you, those Dzogchen guys. Yeah. Give you a good title and then where is it? That's the point. That's why the revelation that you can read about in, Enlightenment comic books, curiously sounds kind of similar across, so many so-called anecdotal descriptions, because gone is, oh, fuck me, right? It's like, how it couldn't be simpler. It couldn't be simpler. And there was no possible approach or cultivation for it to become more felt than it already is. So, there's that kind of like dumb fuck thing that's like, oh, woo! Bada bing, bada boom. Here it is. It's like, oh, this is this. Yes, this is gone. Who knew? Why didn't you say so before? Why didn't you say something?
Well, there can be a dissonance because the senses tend to indicate content. Of
Well, that's-
some sort.
Yes.
Even feelings can sometimes
Yes.
indicate a central experiencer and a locus of content.
I am. That's the burden of I am. That the profundity of the irrefutability of phenomenal tickle, call it the senses, call it mind, call it emotion, call it whatever you want, because it's all of those. It's a cacophony, right, of all of those. The association with those is I am. It's a Descartes thing. I feel. Or this feels, therefore I am. No. Right? This feels, therefore I am. No, roll that back. Roll that back. Yeah. You don't want to be on the receiving end of I am. Or maybe you do.
So it's almost like we're massaging ourselves out of conclusivity of some sort, or
Sure. Yeah.
an expected result, or
Yes.
even a position.
Yes, all of those. Yeah. Because that's all found.
Mhm. Even if the position is gone is good,
Any
or
position.
gone is better.
Yep. Too late.
You say.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You see how quickly, right, association creates a cosmology,
Mhm.
and how naturally we want to enroll each other in cosmology to, have a better chance of protecting each other or ourselves from the next time the saber tooth comes through the village. Or who knows? I mean, is it adaptive or is it maladaptive, right? Jury's out. Just like, Harari points out, is it adaptive or is it maladaptive?
That's interesting. I just got this image of, for centuries, the tweaking of a keen reactivity has saved this clan.
Yeah.
And then something changed. And the one that was really slow to react and just sat there quietly
Mm-hmm.
survived. And all the ones that reacted like they did for centuries
Yes.
perished.
Yeah. Right.
And
Cool.
the seed was carried by the slow, quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. Harari is doing a great job of illustrating, the curious magnanimity of, the human, the miraculous human capacity for imagination being shared. which is could we say that is the seed of civilization, right? And McPherson is saying, no, right?
Bad seed.
Right.
Bad seed.
Right. Yeah. McPherson is saying, from the climatological bias that he has with, great humor and aplomb, is like, didn't take long. Right. So is this miraculous capacity that we have for sharing a cosmology, whether it's a religious one or, a financial one or a nation state or populism or fascism or any kind of system at all, financial or otherwise, is that miraculous capacity for sharing a dreamed cosmology, right? A fabricated cosmology, because there is no Germany, there is no United States, there is no IMF or World Monetary Fund. There is no Illuminati. There is no. All of these affinity pools are manufactured in imagination. So by having this miraculous capacity for manufacturing affinity pools and then enrolling each other in the affinity pool, either voluntarily or through threat of death, we have the ramification, implication of civilization. So we harvest like a banshee. I mean, look at us fucking harvest shit. I mean, I harvest shit. Look what I do to chickens and cattle and, any other kind of animal that's used for mass reproduction for the food chain. And look what I do to crops, and look what I do to insecticides, and look what I do to water, and look what I do to the atmosphere. And watch me drill for some oil in the Gulf of Mexico. I will really fucking drill for that oil in the Gulf of Mexico like nobody's fucking business. And if it destroys, most of the marine life because I tapped into hell and couldn't put a lid on it, oh well, fuck you, right? So, I mean, across the whole enterprise of the myth of the human species, through the miracle of shared cosmology, of shared hypnosis and cooperation, is it adaptive or is it maladaptive?
Yeah, I forget who said this, but it was like looking at things through the Darwinian lens. I think it was chickens, cattle, maybe both. And he said, from a Darwinian perspective, they're doing really good. Yeah, they're populated across the whole globe. There's millions of them. There's more alive now than ever. But
they're suffering the
worst.
worst.
They're pretty terrible.
Yeah. Survival of the fittest. But being the fittest is artificial because it's, caged, right?
Yeah.
Caged reproduction.
They can
Yeah.
certainly hold the mark for everybody tasting odd things and say, it tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken. Yeah.
It's like one thing.
It's a universal.
For that.
Yeah. Except in India, they get really, really thin chickens there.
Flavor. Well, that was depressing.
Yeah. So when you look at the, really, it's like, debilitatingly depressing, which is a nice place to hang out. Right. Yeah. It's either, a manic episode of I'm God, or it's debilitatingly depressing, like pick your poison. Can't I just go to Wawa? Sure.
Middle ground, come on.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. When you look at the McPherson bias, and then you lay Homo Deus on top of that, right? The incredible acceleration and social upheaval, consciousness upheaval of the rapid onset of AI and roboticism, and tissue regeneration and self-driving vehicles, and the implication for putting millions and billions of people out of useful work. And if they can't work, then how do they eat? Right? Does the nation state feed them? And who coughs up the dough? Since, let's say, in a nation like this, the predominant political incentive is to continue to siphon whatever might be left from the so-called working class, more and 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 more, and that never fucking ends, into the 1%. class through military industrial complex and pharmaceuticals and even, Google and Larry Edelson and Leon, Elmer Musk, whoever the fuck he is.
You mean Elon?
Elmer Musk.
Yeah, all over the place. You're seeing the same capitalistic agenda, which is the siphoning of wealth away from thou to moi, at the expense of healthcare, at the expense of EPA, at the expense of climate change, at the expense of. And so the frightening rapid onset, not just of climate change, but of Homo Deus, is like, no one's getting out of this alive.
It's interesting.
Because the species doesn't have the maturity with any of it.
Yeah, it's like we don't need workers anymore, so why support them?
That's right. Yeah.
Why support the masses like
Yeah.
we once had?
Yes.
And we needed the workers.
Yes. And if the advantage of having cheap labor in a third world country is no longer an advantage because of AI and robotics, et cetera, then I can build what it is that I need here, and I no longer have to underwrite, the third world, whether it's the Mexican third world or South America or, the Indian continent or Pakistan or Bangladesh, et cetera, for textiles and this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And that's at hand. That's the scary part, that once it starts moving from, philosophical possibility to at hand, well, welcome to it. Here we are. We are in the midst of a, rather profound and dystopian psychic malaise.
And then there might be some sort of morphing, like
Oh yeah.
like in nature when there's all male fish or something, one of them turns,
Yeah.
a bunch of them do, and then before you know it, you have
One of us is going to become kind.
Yeah.
Show of hands. Who wants to go first? I don't know about that. Why don't you try it? Let me know how it goes. Send me a postcard from Kindville.
Yeah, but there is some sort of a mechanism, it seems, almost that too much of a thing alike, something changes.
Yeah.
Even in one family, you
That's right.
you're not going to have two siblings next to each other that are going to like and do and aspire to the same thing. I think
You mean
it's
like Patty and Kathy Duke?
biologically impossible. Right.
Yeah.
Being the same person, two aspects of one.
There's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair.
Oh my God. I just had
But they're
a relapse
cousins,
into my childhood.
identical cousins.
Sitting in front of the tube like a
I know. Eating Cheerios.
We're really developing our brains now. Mom yells
The
for the
cruise
fifth
sets
time,
sail.
And then after the sixth time, I go, "What? Don't you know I'm watching my favorite
I'm watching
program?
my show.
Why are you bothering
Get out of
me?"
my face. I'm watching Gilligan's Island. Gigantor. Whatever.
Looking back, oh my God, the development is like really curious. What we attribute importance to and priorities to.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yeah. Well, we're sieves, We'll just gobble it all up.
But there'd be no question if you lived on a farm at 4 a.m., the place to be is milking those cows.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you can end up drinking the milk.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're lactose intolerant.
Then what do you do?
Grow almond trees. Tofu.
I'll take nothing works for 100, Alex. Wearing a diaper, petting peacocks. Who's Ramana Maharshi? That's right. I'll take nothing works for 200, Alex. Ask 4 questions and turn it around. Who's Byron Katie? That's right. I'll take nothing works for 300, Alex. Daily double. Whoop, 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 whoop. Nothing fucking works. I'll take nothing fucking works for 500. Sitting on a cushion facing a wall. What is Zazen? That's right. I'll take nothing works for 600. Nothing fucking works.
By the way,
Waving your hands around saying, I am that. Who's near Sakadata Maharaj? That's right. Nothing works for 800, please.
so what did you talk about in inquiry tonight? He said, you don't want to know.
You don't want to go there. Listen to the tape, but better off not.
Untranslatable.
Listen, this is going to failure. I don't care what you fucking do.
Jesus Christ.
So you better start laughing as soon as possible. This is gonna fuck you up, and it won't quit until you're done. So it'd be a good idea to get a little laughter in along the way.
But
Not going to be anything left of you.
But the thing is, if you set up the things just right in that game Mousetrap,
Yeah, all right, mousetrap.
that thing will drop on the mouse at the end.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
If you set it up just right.
Strap, man. Bring it on.
We should play mousetrap under the influence of mushrooms and see how that goes.
Do they still have that game?
I'm sure we could find one. We'd have to pay $30,000 for it because it'd probably be unopened. It's worth it.
It's like lunch kettle. You know,
Yeah, right.
Lunch kettle.
That's right. What'd you guys talk about? Yep. Exactly that.
It's all gone.
It's all gone.
Going.
I mean, look, apprehension sucks. Face it. We won't let it go. We thrive on, the insatiable chomping of apprehension. It's like Pac-Man. Like, don't, no. Close your mouth, keep it quiet. Pac-Man's always like, right? That's your mind on drugs. Here's your mind on drugs.
Mine doesn't need drugs.
You're right. No, it doesn't. It's just chomping apprehension. Fuck.
You have to teach Pac-Man Tong Lin.
Yeah. Right.
Eat the troubles of the world and
Right. That's right. We should set Pac-Man loose.
poop out a
Tong
window.
Lin. Yeah. That's right. Poop out a fresh wind.
Like, how long do you ride that ship? Till you just, how long do you ride that ship?
Well, it's a fun question, but you've never actually ridden it. This is a little devastating because we're such idiots, but you've never actually ridden it. You've always been gone. You just imagined that you were found. And so through the imagination of having been found, it looks like time has elapsed. Yeah. But see, that the perspective of the elapsing of time is part of the illusion of objects found. And you've never found one, actually. You've always been Dorothy. You have always had ruby slippers on. And you don't tap them together until you tap them together. And even that's not up to you, because you've always been gone. You've never been nothing other than gone, because found is just a apparitional, right? It's an apparitional seduction of gone. Found is an apparitional seduction of gone. So it looks like, oh yeah, I'm found. And then found can look like, the world. It can look like I am. Right? And now you're under the influence of, right, the senses and identity and the capacity to be hoodwinked for the purpose of building civilization. which will more likely than not, though I'm no prognosticator, go to extinction maybe way sooner than we could have ever imagined. Or not, maybe. Hey, look, right? 3 calorie tissue, right? Feed the world. Feed the world.
And it was the same thing in the 90s on the Ram Dass tape. He said this same thing about some of these folks are worried about the end of times and Armageddon. Because I don't give it too much thought at all.
Yeah,
I said,
right.
if it goes down in a handbasket tomorrow, well, my peace.
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
And the AA, the recovery stuff he was mentioning too, that you get rid of, an addiction. You then gain what? Some more socially acceptable addiction.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One that's approved.
That's right. You replace a Neanderthal addiction with a Homo sapiens addiction,
Yeah, so it had
Homo deus addiction.
an
Yeah.
interesting note of selfing or of the phenomenon of selfing and its inevitable gerbil like nature.
Yeah.
Spinning.
That's a good quote. Inevitable gerbil like nature.
I like
We
it.
are fucked.
Yeah, that's a good T-shirt. The inevitable gerbil like nature. Hey, what does that mean? Don't ask. You don't want to know. No, come on, really. No, you don't want to know. The inevitable gerbil like nature. Ah! Sangha, the inevitable gerbil like nature. Sangha. When do you guys meet? We try not to.
It's kind of like being on a wheel.
It's too
That's
painful.
right.
Yeah, it's like being on a wheel. Have you felt it? Have you felt it? It's kind of like being on a wheel.
Yeah, for you it's amazing grace. For us it's amazing waste.
It's amazing ways.
Oh my God.
It is pretty painful seeing through all this.
I'll tell you, it's more painful to think that you're not doing it right.
Ooh.
And that-
Oh, yeah.
And that all that you're trying to do is going nowhere.
It's true.
Believe me, that's why this is like, in a sense, acknowledging a self, an antidote to that questing, perpetual questing to do it better.
Yeah.
To go deeper,
That's right. That's right.
to get to the essence of the essence,
Yeah, the essence of the essence. That's right.
even questing for the no self.
It sounds like an Ivanka aroma. The essence of the essence. Ivanka, complicit.
Oh, you ought to send some of this.
It's already been written. I just stole it.
Saturday Night Live. Really?
That was their skit.
Okay.
Ivanka's aroma was complicit.
She's moving in the White House.
I'm so excited for her. Yeah. She can watch her daddy get handcuffed.
What do you know about Planet X?
Yeah. Nibiru, Planet X, yada, 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 blue, blue, blue. I don't know.
Commander.
Gravity.
Zachariah Stitchin, man.
Huh?
What?
You never heard of those conspiracy theories? Man, what's his name? Ken. He
Oh, yeah. Ken, he would jump right on this. Yeah.
Angela was talking to me about Planet X. And
Angela was?
You talking about the real one or like the fake Zachariah Stitchin one?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Is there two of them now?
All right, well, yeah, I would say there's two. Like Zachariah Stitchin thinks there's this giant planet, like way
Yeah.
bigger than Earth, that rotates around the sun at a super wide, like 40,000-year-old orbit, and has like aliens, and they came here and like, split the
They're running
population
the
up
government
to make them
and
like.
stuff.
What makes that untrue?
The government?
Yeah, there's someone in
Zachariah
Doylestown.
Stitchin?
He
Yeah,
did
I
too
never
much heroin
understood
now,
what the hell
but
was happening. That was a good description.
behind
Yeah,
every
and
cloud.
they made us like
is
mind gold because they had to take the gold to spray it in their atmosphere to keep the warmth because they're so far away from the sun. But
Uh-huh.
in reality, there is some small
There isn't.
gravitational disturbance that there is some object out there, but
Right.
it's not like a giant super Earth-sized habitable planet. It's just like a,
Yeah.
He's talking about some conspiracy theory that had to do with something Planet X and aliens. I don't
Yeah.
know.
That was like the original Zachariah
Yeah,
Stitchin.
Angela?
Like, the Anunnaki.
Yeah, why not?
Like he references all the original texts for like the Mesopotamians and stuff. Enai and Anunnaki were like,
Mhm.
or Enai and Enki were like the two male and female gods that came down and like gave us some technology and taught us to like, well, made us like mine gold for them, and they started off like civilization, and they're coming back, whatever,
Yeah, they're coming back. Yeah.
But it's
Human slaves, huh?
yeah, that one, he's out there.
Is it invisible?
No, it's just really far out there, like
But
really
I mean,
far.
don't you see other things
Like we
farther
are.
than that radius?
Well, yeah, we do, but it's like the pool you're looking at is gigantic. You can only identify like so many objects. Like the Hubble Deep Field is like only a tiny little thing, but they're like, holy shit, there's 50 billion galaxies. Well, like 100 billion galaxies in there. So
Yeah.
so it's like they're unable to scan the entire night sky effectively and see each thing. So it's there is something out there specifically, and probably other small ones, like Pluto-sized little rocks and stuff out there. So we don't know specifically what each thing is, but
It's a big eye winking at us.
Yeah.
we just noticed there was
We
some
need to
disturbances in the orbit, and we thought there has to be some object out there to exert this gravitational force. We just are unsure what it is. And that's, I think, how a lot of the planets were originally discovered, too. Like the ones farther out there, they just said, like, all right, we have an idea. It can be, like, anywhere from here to here.
Yeah.
From this amount of time, let's look. But this is, like, so far out there that it's like, oh, let's look for, like, a 100-year span and, like, half the, observable universe, and maybe we'll see it.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
The further out you go, the
Yeah.
more space you have.
Yeah.
It's
You're looking at for, like, a speck of dust in, like, the entire field. And it's like,
Oh,
Need in a haystack.
that's kind of like enlightenment.
And they sprayed gold all around it?
They needed us to mine gold to spray in their atmosphere so they could trap, like, I don't know, whatever infrared radiation,
Oh,
or to maybe
far
make
out.
it to breathe. I forget what
They
the
have,
exact.
they have a colloidal gold
We could get
atmosphere.
it sprayed.
I think that's like spiritual jeopardy,
Yeah.
But that's what they say. Like, there's no reason for every culture to like build the same pyramids, and they all love gold. And, it's like, oh, the aliens came in here and taught us that like this is valuable stuff, and build the pyramids like this and mine and
I
all
see.
sorts of-
Right.
Yeah, they spliced our DNA, and there's a million things they added to it, of course.
Yeah. Like gerbil. Put a pinch of gerbil in there, Billy. Keep him on that treadmill. Too much? Yeah, just roll it back a little bit. We don't actually want them to be on a wheel. Just why do I keep putting stuff in my cheeks and doing this? That's a little high on the gerbil there. Roll that back. Make them think they're autonomous. Do I have to do it myself?
Oh boy. Oh, God.
We might be worse than fucked. I wish I were just fucked. This could be worse. Did you say I am that or I am fat? What the hell difference does it make?
God, somebody misunderstood me one time. We were whitewater rafting, and somebody was floating around in the water. I said, "Look at that dog!" And there was literally a dog, doggy paddling, down the river.
Hmm.
And one of the people that went on the trip thought I called him a dog.
Oh,
He was offended. Never came back to meditation.
oh.
Yeah, but it's interesting how.
People are just looking to be
He
insulted.
just wanted it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have
Yeah.
called him a gerbil.
Yeah. Is that a dog or a gerbil?
Miserable Mises you are.
That's what you get for floating down a river with other meditators.
That's
You
right.
should know better.
You should know better. Yeah. Yeah.
That was the very early days.
Yeah.
The beginning.
Yeah. Clear the pool. There's a meditator. Clear the pool. It's worse than lightning. Everybody out of the water.
Somebody posted a Krishnamurti talking about meditation.
Uh-huh.
It was very sweetly done. I'll have to send it out
Sure.
because he deconstructs it. I mean, to its simplest, most beautiful,
He could.
and refers to how complicated the mind is and how we have this embellishing gene.
The embellishing gene, yeah.
I mean, I'm injecting that interpretation.
Sure, works
That
good.
complication, that mind that creates intricacy and complexity.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you see that in the engineering world.
Oh, Jesus.
You could take a simple idea or a simple solution and create this.
You don't even need it in engineering. Try doing a drywall patch with spackle. It gets out of control fast.
Sure does.
Like,
Oh, I'm getting good at that. By the way.
Yeah.
I
Jesus.
used to hate it. Now I kind of get the feel,
Yeah. Yeah, you're more efficient. You got the right amount of putty and one swipe will do and move on. Yeah, you don't just keep, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm trying to work on this 1 square inch.
All right, do over.
Yeah, just paddle it. Next.
Clay, man.
After 3 times of gooping it up, and
Yeah.
trying to
Going with
scrape
clay.
it off. All right, I give up.
I give up.
Just couldn't
Some
even
things. Yeah, I got fired from a furniture upholstery job. That's how clumsy I was.
Yeah. They get padding
You
sticking
didn't want
out
that
where it should
stinking job.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think
You're
it's
pulling off the
attached, yeah.
tags. They say do not remove.
Yeah, they got me.
That's right. By federal law.
Whoop, 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 whoop. You're under arrest.
Escaped federal prison.
Really? Did you just pull off that tag?
Remember as a kid, like
What are you in
torturing each
for?
other with pulling the tags? No, really, they'll come and get you. We believed them.
Where's Fred? Doing the 10 to 20 in state. Pulled the tag. Hope you get out soon, Fred. Shouldn't have pulled that tag.
Well, he started when he was 3.
Yeah, really. Started pulling him at
Yeah,
3. By the time they caught up with him.
It's like disclaimers on the bottom of emails now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's about 3 pages.
Yeah, do not do this under penalty of federal law, blah, and it's like
What
Yeah.
emails are you getting?
That's right.
any professional like
Any, that's
email
right.
has a disclaimer. Oh, this.
If you read this email, you're supposed to die.
Blah, 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 yeah,
It's only intended for the recipient.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you receive it by accident, please destroy immediately. Do not recreate.
This email was not actually sent to you.
Man.
Right. Right. Disclaimers.
But I have one on the bottom of my email too.
There you go.
Penalty of federal law.
Well, you're, you
Trump
know.
will deport you.
Yeah, right. If you misinterpret this email,
Jeff has one at the bottom of his emails. It's like, if you think you're a person, you're actually receiving this, you are fucked.
yeah. If you read this as a person, please return to sender.
If you are a gerbil, please come to the lake.
Right, right. If you are a gerbil, have we got an evening plan for you?
Their special rodent night.
Right. I love this group. I don't know why. It just brings out my inner gerbil. Go get some water up.
I always like it when they stop and
I am found. I was lost. I am found.
I come here for the intellectual stimulation.
Yeah. Yeah, really. You hang out with smart people? No, I didn't say that.
What's the
On a
takeaway?
gerbil scale.
It's more
I'd say we're
gerbily.
about a 5.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as we get enough of this, we're going to have a gerbellion.
No cats allowed.
Is this the Enlightenment group? Huh? You caught us.
And to think anyone can access this material.
Anyone with a low enough
Yeah,
IQ.
really. Dear Rick, you really got to interview this guy. Yeah, what's his background? I don't fucking know. I really don't fucking know. But his t-shirts are awesome.
Oh, Jesus.
Feeling cranky? Come on in. The water's fine. Ah.
No, but seriously.
Yeah, right. No, but seriously,
That was enlightening.
it's like a marathon of nonsense. Any questions? What would be the point?
What is the point?
Can't find one.
We've been taught our whole lives that, there's a point. There's a purpose.
No points on a wheel.
Graphite.
Someplace to go, possibility of success or failure. We're taught that from the get-go. It's a fucking lie.
I am is very, very sneaky. You know, just the slightest, a little taste of that sugar, the sugar of I am. It's engulfing. I mean, without delay, entirely engulfing. Just this tiny little pinky of that sugar I am. It's incredible. Yeah. So you can kind of see like, whoa, what are you up against? Oh, you're up against the sugar of I am. You're like, whoa, that is some serious shit. But to see it in that way, the sugar of I am, then you can benefit from time to time of a collapse of the inventory of self, right? Because it gives you kind of a chutes and ladders, right? Chutes and ladders. The ladders, help you get up quicker, right, to Candyland or whatever it is you're going for, and the chutes, you have to fall back down. So you can see the sweetness, right? The discovery of I am is just like, that's a ladder, right? Takes you up or down, depending on how you want to frame things. But it's an accelerant. Yeah. So when you see the sweetness of I am, you're like, holy shit. That is so intoxicating, so quickly, so deafeningly, so, deeply, immersively. You begin to see how encompassing it is. And it's through that gestalt, that quality of depthful seeing, that the mirage of self-complaint, the inventory of creaturehood can collapse. Otherwise, we become addicted to, right, the inventory of creaturehood. But managing and working with the inventory of creaturehood is not enough. It's not sufficient. You have to be able to see the sweetness of I am. That's like the vision of Krishna. That was like, the chariot thing, right? Arjuna got the vision of Krishna, and the vision of Krishna was the sweetness of I am. And by seeing it in such, full regalia, the full regalia of I am, then you can back away from the intoxicant. If you see it partially, then the intoxication persists. You have to see it in its full glory and its full entirety.
The irony of that is he wanted to ditch the battle.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh man, that's so sweet. I don't want to kill my relatives. I don't want to fight."
And Krishna said, "You have to.
He said,
Not up to you." Yeah. Right.
so there's that irony.
Mm-hmm.
No self still has a movement, a motion to it.
Yeah.
An expression.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's metaphorical for slaying everything that you hold dear.
Gone. Yeah. Yeah. Gone.
That's what it was about. He didn't want to cut down everything that he ever thought was real.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought my copy of JFK. Bhagavad Gita. Krishna consciousness. ISKCON.
Haven't heard that reference in a while. ISKCON,
I know.
International Society of Krishna Consciousness.
Yeah, baby. I never touch myself in the shower. Is that what that's about? I thought it was.
You're not a good brahmacharya.
That's right. I never touch myself in the shower. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, here's $5. I'll just take the book now. Okay. See you around.
I mean, I can't tell you how serious the spiritual path can be sometimes.
Yeah, we don't know what you're talking about.
I know. This is not that. No fun.
Hello, Jeff. This is Rick. You want to come on the show? No, thanks. Nothing happened to me.
Doing a special rodent segment. Come on.
Yeah, really. Yeah, we're doing a special segment on rodents. Oh, yeah. Count me in.
Rats and other seeker types.
Rat fuckers, seeker fuckers, and other types. It's a panel with Ratso Rizzo and the Kia hamster. All right, listen, we can't have that much fun because then people could be pouring in here. Hey, look, this didn't happen. All right. Don't come here. Don't listen to this. This didn't fucking happen. Mind your own business.